Your own understanding, truth under Babylon's imperialism. What up? Election night 2020. Wow. So real quick, not gonna be too long and drawn out. Everybody's up in a frenzy about voting. Um, really strong right now. It's like almost mandatory. You don't vote, you an asshole if you don't vote, and this, that, and the third. The narrative in the community is if you're not voting for such and such, then you're not black, or if you're not voting for such and such, then why are you living? If I mean, you're betraying your people by no voting for such and such, or just not voting. Period. I just at this point, I'm speaking to people. I'm speaking directly to the ones that are over 30 years old. You've been enjoying the fuckery for a long time. I'm pretty sure by now you have grown concepts and understandings, and I'm pretty sure you've seen the cartoon long enough to know by the opening credits on every episode, it's a fucking cartoon. It's not to be taken seriously. And on a more serious note, in regard to that, when you had no right to vote, what did you do? There was a time when they did not want you to vote. There was a time where they just wanted you to fuck off of the face of the earth. And they still do. But if there was a time where they did not want you to vote, they did not want you to live next to them, why are they so adamant now? If nothing has changed, why are they so adamant now about you voting? Have you ever thought about that? Like, you think of the word vote, and it begins and ends with the word vote for you. That can't be real. Like, you can't just have a mind so closed that you hear the word vote and all you think of is going to a poll and selecting one person or another, or another, or another. But that's it. That's not it. That's far from it. Problem, reaction, solution. Problem, reaction, solution. The art of war. You combined the two, and you develop principles based on the understanding of your position and the position of the opposition. If you even know what the opposition is, you have to identify the opposition first and what it even means. So anyway, there was a time where they did not want you to vote. What's the difference now? Do you even understand that part? Do you understand why they want you to vote so bad? Okay. Just like they ask you to vote, and people say, "Oh, what's the point in voting? This, that, and the third." What if you don't vote? Have you thought about that? What if you just did not participate in their election process? What would that mean? Did you ever think about that? Did that ever cross your fucking mind? Excuse me, when it comes to the entire platform of bullshit that we experience every day. What if you didn't vote? What if we didn't vote? What if people didn't vote? Do you know what happened? I'll tell you. If a good amount of Americans decided not to vote, we are not going to participate in this election. So instead of having 80 million votes to count, nobody votes. You might get 2 or 3 million. Nobody votes. Do you know what would happen after that? Do you know what would happen as a result of that? Do you understand the legislation behind shit like that? Do you understand the ramifications behind shit like that? Do you understand where power lies right now when it comes to resources? Do you? I very seriously doubt you do, because you would have a better concept beyond just voting and just just run out to vote because they told you to. You would understand that if you didn't vote, if no one voted, the world is based on forced democracy right now. So, quote unquote, democracy. This is what the world is based on right now as a result of an idealism. Now, this idealism is based on a declaration of war declared 100 years ago. I'm sorry, hundreds of years ago. Hundreds of years ago. That you have no idea about. A war against the indigenous you have no idea about. So, at this point right now, if you do not vote, everyone in the world sees that there's something going on in America. the democracy in America seems to be failing. Judging by the citizens and the amount of citizens and the citizens that are registered to vote or are able to vote that didn't vote, that would mean there's a mutiny towards the process of democracy in America. So everyone who follows democracy all across the world will suddenly start to question the power of America and the power of democracy itself. And that opens up a whole can of worms for all the thoughts and idealisms and just, things that people want to put together and structuralize when it comes to rebuilding. That's how you begin. There's a lot more to it, but I'm going to end it there. Think about it. Think about more than just what they're telling you on the surface. Problem, reaction, solution. I very seriously doubt they tell you who's going to be president. I already know it's going to be Trump. Why? Because I just already know. Why do I know? Because I pay attention to history, and I understand what I'm up against. So I'm going to post this. That way people can see what I said before it actually happens. And it probably won't be announced until probably between the 5th and the 10th. So, please develop other thoughts, develop your own mind and think about the world around you and how it applies to you.